Hey everybody, we got Dave and Dimitri here for another Thonic update. For this one, rather than a typical update where we go through all the different aspects of the business, we wanted to share with you guys just a short demo of the platform and let you know what we've been up to. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Dimitri, take us away.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, so I'm just going to walk through some screens. A lot of people are waiting to see some stuff. We've shared some screenshots and stuff in the past, and we try to give a lot of updates. But since in the last, I would say 30 days, we received a lot of feedback from people, and we already started implementing a lot of it. And I feel like we're at a point where we start sharing some sections and some areas of the platform that have already gone through one or two rounds of these revisions, and there's still more, and there's still stuff, and I could talk about those as well and point them out. But we'll start here. So this is the login page. I think a lot of people have seen a screenshot of this. I think Dave shared something a while back.
Yeah.
Again, funny enough, this is going to change. This in this build specifically, this will change because a lot of people had issue. A common thing was about the dark branding. So the dark blue that we use, it's kind of like one of those royal blues, which signifies success and all that type of stuff. It was all part of our branding and guidelines and stuff like that. But when it comes to using a tool, apparently it's very harsh on the eyes. So this might get a little bit of a revamp. We've already updated a lot of the inside of the tool to reduce the dark colors in the UI kit. So this is just one example of this will probably look different in the next couple of weeks as well. But it's pretty standard. Login, forgot password. I won't go through forgot password and registration. We could do the registration on another day. So as I log in, I come to a dashboard. So this dashboard is close, but not exactly the same as what is on our website right now. That was a mock-up, and we'll move them closer and closer together. The website will reflect this once we're finalized with this. But I'm just going to go through all the different aspects on this page. So on the left-hand side here, you got essentially simple navigation, your profile down here, and then the dashboard itself. So also, Dave, feel free to interrupt me with questions, by the way. But
Yeah, absolutely.
In case I leave anything out. But we'll start up here with this one right here. This is essentially just latest reports or updated reports. We might make some adjustments to this. People are asking to maybe see a little bit more than this, than the two on the dashboard. But it's pretty clean and simple. But adding a third might be helpful. But it's always going to be organized by the latest or the latest update. And then when you go over here to course activity, you essentially show the latest courses or the most popular courses, but also courses that you may have started but not completed. Throughout the whole site or the platform right now, you're going to see a lot of lower implement places, and this is just kind of mock compy, which essentially our alpha testers right now are seeing a lot of as well. They only have a few sections that have real content or close to real, and then the rest is just mock. This is also why it's not a public alpha, right? So these people that are testing it all understand that this is more for usability and that type of thing. So so as you can see here, this is when I started, and you can see kind of progress bar here of looks like I'm about halfway done, and I can continue it. And then there's also other ones that I haven't started that are showing up. Down below, I've got some track tokens. So this is tokens that I've decided to track. So this is kind of an opt-in in a way. So the way this platform is going to work is you could add as many wallets or connect as many wallets at once, essentially, to your profile and associate them with your profile. They don't always need to be connected, but to verify that they're yours, they need an initial connection. That's how that will work. And at first we had this idea of, we'll just scan your wallets and just show every single token and track every single token. Well, that is not actually a good idea because people airdrop a lot of hack tokens and that type of stuff. So the tokens that you track, like we're going to obviously have a safe list that, we know the addresses, and it's going to be pretty big and lengthy. So we could pull those ones automatically. But anything that's not in that list that you want to track in this dashboard, it's essentially an opt-in. You need to go in and say, okay, I want to track this token, and put in the address. And then we could then use that contract address to scan your wallets for all the tokens that live in it.
Yeah,
Uh,
that
oh,
was a question I was going to ask too, because when I was buying some Thonic on PancakeSwap and seeing all the other tokens, I noticed a bunch like, hey, I don't remember buying this token. What's this doing here? So that's
don't
just
sell them.
a
Don't
yeah,
do anything with those.
the safety protocol that we're implementing to keep it clean and not just, show everything that may have been airdropped to your wallet. So of course you can
Yeah.
add whatever you want, but we want to try and keep it as safe as possible.
Exactly. And then another reason some people said, oh, why do you have the option to add as many wallets as you want? Well, we always kind of, for safety reasons, tell people to spread their tokens across multiple wallets in case of compromises, losses, whatever that there is. So having your profile associated with multiple wallets, and you just say, in this example, this is all connected to, this is technically live. Well, the price is not live because we're not running the engine to check every minute right now, but the tokens are actually are live now. But they're going to test nets, so this is not my real quantities, but the idea is that I'm tracking. We're down right now, and this could be this 10,000 could be spread across 4 different wallets. Um,
Yeah.
Seems, and this is also a nightly thing that runs that shows the last 24 hours of progress, which doesn't look like it worked for Thonic last night, but that's only because again, this is a test build of the latest. So, and then now that you guys kind of understand, adding wallets and how are you going to add wallets and track how you add track tokens, this is essentially a calculation of all your tokens and their current price added up all together of your total value, which is a nice clean number here. Again, this is all a test net that we set up. So, and then down below is essentially the growth. So it's essentially we're going to be tracking and recording, every month what the average earnings were, and then being able to plot them. So you could actually see, are you going up? Are you going down? A lot of systems that do this already, they try to show you like real time or like every single day. And because, crypto is so volatile, it doesn't actually show you a long-term picture of your portfolio when you start looking at it. Oh, I'm, 30% up, 20% down, 30, like, you know what I mean? That just looks like a chaotic like line
Yeah.
chart, when especially if you're dealing with altcoins. So doing the average for the month kind of just shows you a long-term projection and is essentially what we're looking at. And then there's this earnings one, which is actually not wired up to anything right now. It's not pulling from any database. It's kind of just an idea we had. And I want to investigate it more, but we've hit a lot of roadblocks. So the idea behind this is that if you have tokens with rewards, like like
Like
Thonic,
Thonic. Yeah.
yeah, and there's a lot of other ones out there that have different types of rewards. Even when it comes to like staking and stuff like that, there comes in all different varieties. These types of rewarding systems and earning systems. We kind of want to track your month to month of how much money you made that month. The only problem that we're finding is that with these smart contracts, even though the functionality for staking and just general like dividend rewarding is more or less the same idea, they're implemented in a million different ways across every single smart contract. There's no real standard way of doing it, like the dividend tracking contract. So the only way this would work is if essentially what that means is that if you were tracking all these tokens and they were all using different dividend trackers, we would need to know and understand like how each of them works in order to pull the right information for your contracts. And since they're not all uniform, we can only do so many. And if you can only do like, small percentage of all of them and they keep changing all the time, it's kind of like an uphill battle that you will never reach. So unless, people start unifying and standardizing, API endpoints and, smart contract functions to work all the same way, this may not be able to be done for a while, right? This is
Yeah.
kind of a bit of a pipe dream.
But we'll show the Thonic earnings to start.
Sure, yeah,
yeah.
we could do the one obvious one, but that's not really helpful for someone's portfolio that's trying to purchase a lot of different things and spread
Yeah.
across. It would there is a thought that reaching out to everyone that we do write reports on and all the big popular altcoins and being like, hey, if you set up an API that we could then ping like daily or monthly or something to grab all of our users earnings values, and allow the like token contract people to essentially give us information on how to read it, then that might be an easier way, right? Or
Yeah.
we could come up with our own standard and say, look, implement an API like this, and all you need to do is give us the endpoint, and then we could then pull. Then I think that works, right? So, like
And
I said,
anyway, yeah.
this is just for placement only. It was something I was hoping that would be possible, but once we got into the fix of it, it was just the logistics were insane. So it's being shelved for now, and we're not putting any effort into it. But no one's to say that we're not going to revisit this later. And then later on, and down here, it looks like we just have like one promo, one as a test that maybe we promote our seminars, or maybe becomes later on an ad space for different altcoin services and stuff like that. I don't think we'd ever advertise like pre-sales or an actual altcoin, but maybe tools associated with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the dashboard. Dave, you got any questions for me?
No, I feel like we covered it there. What are we going to jump into next? I see reports
Let's
is
just go
next
down
on
the
the
road
list.
here. So
Yeah.
we'll just go to reports. So here we are with some reports. I think I showed a screenshot of this as well. I can't recall.
Yep. I
Yeah.
think we did.
So this hasn't really changed this screen all that much. There's some minor refinements. We got the filtering here. We try to make this look pretty and nice, and we cleaned it up a little bit to kind of have some color, but at the same time not be overwhelmingly dark like some people talked about before in our feedback. There's some more information we want to show on here, or we're talking about showing, like the scores. The authors, only one of them has an author as a test right now, but the scoring value might be good to show up front. But we feel like this page has really come along a long way and is looking good. Now, I'm not going to go into an individual report, and there's a reason for that. We have one that is, it's not a full-fledged report, but it's kind of like a base of one. I can't remember what it was as a test. I think it was Cardano or maybe Avalon. I can't remember. Anyways, we did it for the alpha people on their server. The reason I'm not going to go into one is because you guys are going to have a million questions, and because we are refactoring it a lot. A lot of our feedback came out about the layout, information we're displaying. Maybe there's an iconography questions. Maybe we can make it more clear. What's red flag versus not red flag. Like there's a lot of things. So that's completely right now. Like me and Dan are working on revamping that. So I don't want to show it because it's not going to look anything like it will in the next month. But we will do another demo in like once that's done in a few weeks, just talking about the report landing page. But what we can go through is courses next, which has a little bit more to it. So this page got a lot of revamps with the QA we got. These were like solid color dark, based on the categories. There's a lot of differences here that we've cleaned up since then. So I'll actually go through a course. So this is just a bunch of obviously mod content. Here's the one that I started. It shows the
Progress bar
in there that you could see, and then when you click into one of these, so just say I want to learn about wallet setup, right? So this is just an example course. I think you put together, Dave, if I'm not mistaken.
I did,
yeah. As an example, I think it probably needs some polish for sure, or redo, but for testing purposes, it's perfect for what we're doing right now. So when I click on this, I kind of, you get the nice scroll up, you get kind of focused in, and you get kind of a synopsis of what this is about, right? So, you got the title, the average time of how long this course will take you. So this is obviously a very short 7-minute, 27 seconds course. Get started with cryptocurrency. So this is just I guess a description.
Short description. Yep.
Yeah. Usually we have prerequisites, but we don't show them here. Do we have another example with prerequisites? No, we don't. Usually we have a list here of prerequisites. So this course here doesn't have any prerequisites. And what essentially that means is that, if there's a course that you want to take, but then there's other courses that we recommend that you take before you take that one, they would be listed here, and they'll have a check mark next to them if you've already taken them or not. I wonder, I was going to say,
and
I could get, anyway, I was trying to think of a way to get that in there right now for this demo purpose, but
don't worry.
not worth me messing with the database right now.
So yeah, let's click into it. So with the prerequisites,
Well,
you know, when you
before you
say,
even get to
go
that,
ahead.
yeah, these are the chapters of the course. So each chapter, just to talk about chapters, each chapter is the way it works is a chapter could be in different formats. So it could be a video format, it could be a slideshow, it could be a quiz. There could be various different ways we do our chapters. Right now, I think we have three different types, which is video, slideshow, and quiz. But I think this one is all video. All four of them are video.
Yep.
And we are planning to add different types over time, right? So the idea is that these courses are not just going to be created by us at Thonic, but we're actually going to get a lot of YouTube influencers that love teaching people about crypto and stuff like that to actually guest create a bunch of courses in the future. And their formats vary, right? Some of them do videos, some of them do, I've seen some of the seminars where they're more interactive. So depending on what, who's creating these and what type of format the lesson is best displayed in, we'll add new types of chapter formats over time. So just to get started, I click here, start, and then I come to this page.
Welcome.
So this is you. I'll just mute you.
Yeah, no one needs to hear that.
So this first chapter here, installing a Super Crypto wallet, right, is the chapter we're currently on, and is the video right here, and you can see it's playing, and then there's a voiceover that you just heard quickly. Now the one feedback we got already that we are going to probably implement is the controls. Right now it's kind of a full-fledged controls, and we are going to limit them, not to make people's lives more difficult, but we are thinking of, the more courses you do, the more rewards you may get, or you could be rewarded with something. And with that, we don't want people to just, scroll bar through it. So, we might do a system where you can't go through quickly, but you can maybe go back 10 seconds or something like that, just in case you miss something, right? So those are the types of improvements that you'll probably see here in the next couple of weeks. Maybe in the next demo. And then once the course is complete, chapter complete, then you click next, and then you can see this is indicated that it is completed. Right?
Setup.
Pardon?
Once here.
Oh,
nope.
I thought it was you talking.
just me in the video.
Yeah. Anyway, so as you can see, kind of just goes through each one. And then even right now at, 25% done, I should be able to go to the dashboard and see that I'm here at 25% done, and I could click continue and get back to the current step.
Account setup. Yep.
Now, purposely, just because you were in the middle of that step, we always started from the beginning because, we feel these steps or these chapters are kind of something that you should digest as one piece. So we are planning to make sure that every course that we do in every chapter is a reasonable amount. We're not going to do one chapter that's like 2 hours because we understand people are busy and may not have time to dedicate all at once. So everything's to be very bite-sized, as that type of learning, kind of the flashcard. I think it's an educational, I should know this, having toddler, that type of learning is more effective. Anyways, I'm gonna just zoom forward here and you could just see each one go through.
Yeah, I think we're also talking about implementing some links and some text box. So for example, on MetaMask, if someone wants to make sure that they have the official site, that they don't fall for something through a scam, that we have all official links, that we have all official contract addresses that you can just take from here.
Yeah, every chapter will have a box here that essentially is and it's already there, but this course, I don't think you've written anything yet, and that's why, but we'll have references or whatever you're talking about if they need them to click on or whatever like that. There's also talk of someone's suggestion was having a button where you could open up like a pane here where you could add your own notes that are only visible to you. So if you are one of those people that when you're taking a course and learning something, you like to take notes, and you don't need to pull out a pencil paper, you could just type them out as you listen to them right on the spot. So just kind of flying through this right now.
Yeah, cool. Step 4, important.
So, and then here, at the end, it kind of gives you have completed this course. I could view more courses and I could come back here and then, I should be able to see it completed here. I think one of the feedback was, can we have like a check mark or this being highlighted differently or something like that? And yes, we're going to do that. There's a lot of feedback, there's the type of ability stuff you're kind of looking for, right? Because when you kind of get in the thick of developing it and even the designers kind of doing it, you kind of know it inside and out when you've been in it for so long. But when you have someone walk into a new, they always have feedback, which is
Pl-
refreshing and different.
Plus suggested courses, you've done wallet setup, maybe move on to wallet security.
Yeah, so that
So
was
yeah, we're
actually
going to get
once.
all those types of things as well.
Yeah, there's kind of the idea was push this thing down if you like courses you've already started, so they're at the top, right? So this instead of it being
Yeah.
sort of on here, I don't need to like sit here filtering. I don't even know what category that is. Yeah, lorem sum, right? So instead of me filtering it to find my courses, there'll be a band for courses you've already started, and then a band for like suggested courses. So these are all things that feedback we've already heard, which is great, and we are planning to implement. So um, this is also, an insight of what we're working on, right? Just implementing these things, and we don't every single piece of feedback we get, we kind of talk about and discuss because it's not just about implementing it. Because sometimes people their feedback is very specific to their needs, and
Yeah, yeah,
whenever you're doing a feature, you have to think about the kind of everyone's needs and how that feature should affect everyone. So we haven't had so many super specific ones, but each one takes time to think about how we should implement. If we implemented it the way they're suggesting, will it break something else that is already working well, right? And how to implement it properly and better, right? So there's a lot of
yep.
bringing back to UI designers to discuss and that type of stuff, and then there's the actual execution of it. But I think for this demo, I think that's pretty much what I would share right now.
Yeah, I hope that gives everybody a better idea to show you what we've been working on, that there's great progress happening here. I believe we're still on course for getting it open for some beta users and beta feedback. But yeah, we hope you found it useful. If you got any questions, depending on where you're watching this, if you're watching this through an email, if you're watching it on YouTube, if you're in the Telegram, let us know what you think. Even if it's a sentence, we'd appreciate it.
Even if it's negative, well, if it's
Yeah.
really negative, just send a private message to me. I want all feedback, but let's not make it all our social channels into downers.
So yeah, negative messages straight to Dimitri. Neutral or positive messages, just shoot it out there.
Well,
Again, this is
anything that's constructive, I like. So,
yeah,
and I think it's helpful for people to see that everyone has an opinion and thoughts, which is always good.
totally. Well, again, hope you guys found it useful. This is Dave and Dimitri at Thonic, and we'll catch you later.